Good morning, sunshine. My name is X, and I am a friend. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Um, what do I want to talk about? A lot is happening. Mm, Emotions are in the air. I don't know what I did. It's like I always done something. People are always angry with me for some reason. Whatever it is, I'm sorry. I'm not aware. I don't even know what I did. Uh, Let me ask myself some questions, just to give myself something to talk about. The last question I remember being asked in an interview was, I'm not interviewing myself, I'm just giving myself something to talk about, giving myself a subject. What is it? What's the best advice you've ever received? The best advice I've ever received is do what you have to do. Play your part, play your role, do that thing that you need to do, and everything else is gonna fall into place. I think that is very true in a sense that if you do, there are things that you have to do, to prepare yourself for whatever it is you're preparing yourself for, or just to, ouch, just for the sake of doing things. There are things that you need to do, and if you do those things, whatever you want is gonna fall into place. Like me, I did what I have to do. I did what I had to do. I feel like I did everything I could do. I overextended myself, and right now I'm at the point where I feel like I've done everything to prove myself. I've done everything to show that, you know, to show my capabilities, the things that I can do. Now I'm at the point where I don't need to do anything. Whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. Right now, that's how I feel. I don't feel like I need to do anything. That's why I am not even going to try, and I am done because I've been doing this for a very long time. It's been too long, bruh. It's been months on end. I've done everything that I have to do. I've done everything that I have to do. It's time for me to just take a breather, wait, and see where life takes me. There's nothing more for me to do, and I'm not even gonna try, because anything I'm doing right now is just, it's not it. I know when I'm going wrong because I tried to write. I was writing that book, that story, King's God. I don't like the way I'm writing. I don't write like that. It shows that I am not in a good headspace for me to write. And the fact that it's taking me this long to just put it together and make it right, it shows me that I am not in the right headspace. And I know the reason for that. The reason for that is because I have so many things in my head. I've written so many things, and I haven't gotten all of them out. So they haven't left my head. All the things that I was writing, all the stories that I was writing, nothing has left my body because nothing has been done. So I'm not even going to try. I cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's not fun having those books there and not being able to type it is not fun. It's just not fun. So I feel like I keep doing the same thing. Right now I have a new book. I have to write another story again. A story I cannot even type. I cannot be the best I can be because a lot is happening. I cannot be the best I can be. I cannot do my best because I am paranoid. I am not at ease. I am worried. I am all these negative things that I do not need to be in order to do the things that I want to do the best that I can. So yeah, I feel like I've done everything that I was supposed to do. From now on, if nothing comes from it, then it's fine. Then I tried. That's why I have to go another route now. I have to try other things. This is not working. So I'm gonna try other things I've done. Because people feel like, hey, I just do these things. Even singing these songs on here, it was my way of releasing myself from them. I need to get them out. Now I feel better because they're not just on paper. I can hear them. So they're not inside me because I have so many things inside me. So that's why I like to write these things. Writing that book and finishing it would mean so much to me because I will forget about it. I'm done with it. I would know that, okay, now I'm done with this. But if I keep it there in the books, I know I still have a lot to do. I still have a lot to do with it. I'm not done with it. So it stays in my head. It continues to stay in my head. A lot of things stay in my head because I'm not done writing them. But that's not a problem. It used to affect me a long time ago. Now I know it's just stories, and that's just how it is. So I have learned to ignore them. So now I'm gonna ignore everything. I'm just gonna ignore everything and try other things. I need to try other things because this is not working, obviously. So now I'm gonna try to do other things. Alright. Who is your favorite person in the world? My favorite person in the world is my grandmother. She died, but she was my favorite person in the world. There's a lot of other people that I like. I like a lot of people actually. People that inspire me. People that I find funny. People I think are beautiful. People I think are talented. People I think are just good people. And my family, obviously. I don't know what y'all think, but I love my family. I was acting out because, I felt like I had to. And yeah. But yeah, my favorite person in the world is my grandmother. She's gone, but she'll always be my favorite person in the world. Oh, well, another question I would like to ask myself is what does friendship look like to me? What is friendship? My take on the whole idea of friendship. What is it? What does it look like for me and to me? Why is it dark now? So, the idea of friendship has changed for me from when I was growing up. I feel like when I reached my 30s, because now I'm in my mid-30s, my early 30s, mid-30s, I feel like when I reached my 30s, I looked back at my life and I started re-evaluating everything I had been through as a person, as a family member, as a friend, as a classmate, as just a citizen. And I realized that I had been living my life wrongly. I don't know what that means, but I just looked back at my life and I saw a lot of things that I didn't like. I realized that my idea of friendship was not the idea of friendship that I had. The way I treated my friendships in my teen years, in my 20s, was not the way I wanted to go into my 30s, doing things as far as friendships are concerned. Because I felt like I was a people's pleaser. I felt like I just loved my friends too much and did a lot of things for them that they wouldn't do for me. I'm not saying I was the best of friend out there, but I'm just saying, the way I treated my friendships, and I'm putting this all on me. I'm not saying anything about the friends that I had. I feel like it was my doing because I believe that people treat you the way you teach them to treat you. So I allowed them to treat me the way they were treating me, and not to say it was a bad thing, but not to say they were treating me badly. It's just the way it was. It's just how I allowed it to be. So when I reached my 30s, I didn't want to take those kind of friendships into my 30s. I understood then that it was toxic for me, and it was just wrong, especially for people who were looking in from outside. It was like, what kind of friendships are these? Because they were one-sided in more ways than one. I would just allow anything in my friendships. My friends did not, let me not say anything, because I have these friends and they're gonna feel some type of way, and I'd like to respect them, because at the end of the day they were my friends and we had good times together. Despite everything, despite how I felt about it at the end, we had good times together and we did respect each other. It's just that I had allowed things that I don't want to allow right now in my life going forward. I realized that when I hit 30, that these are not the types of friends I want to have in my 30s. In such a way that I ended up not having many friends, close friends like that. It wasn't because I was mean, I didn't want to have friends, I thought I was better than them. No, I was just reevaluating my life now, changing my life and making it in such a way that whoever comes into my life, I am able to teach them how I want to be treated as a friend. I wanted to give myself that space. Whichever friend I'm gonna find, I'm gonna get now. That friend is supposed to be able to respect me the way I want to be respected, because as a friend I also want to be respected. In your 30s, you make friends that you're gonna take to your adulthood. Now we're not advising each other in terms of which party we're gonna go to, which alcohol is your favorite, what color, what's your favorite color, those things. In your 30s, we talk about families, building families. We talk about children. We talk about very sensitive, very important stuff in your life. You want friends that are going to tell you the truth, and solid friends that are gonna go the long run with you to your grave. Now we're looking for friends we're gonna take to our grave. We're not looking for party friends. We're not looking for popular friends. Now it's friends, rides or dies. People we're gonna ride and die with. People that are gonna protect you in the things that matter the most. You know. So yeah, when I got to my 30s, a lot changed for me. You know, I just had to put on the brakes and look at things differently and change a lot of things in my life. But yes, I did have very amazing friends. People I had so much fun with. People I wrote for as much as they wrote for me. People that I had so much fun with. We partied. We partied a lot with them. We drank with them. You know, it was time. It was the time for that. But you know, as we grew up, we grow apart. As we grow up, we grow apart, and we choose our different lives. It happened when we were leaving primary. It happened when we were leaving high school, when we were leaving varsity. And when we hit 30, that's when reality hit for a lot of people. And for me too. So yeah, I think friendship is very important. I think friendship is your support system. Friendship is your everything, because there are things you cannot tell your family, but those are the things you share with your friends. So friends are very important in that sense, that they can even be more important than family, depending on the circumstances, because there are things I would never tell my family, but as my best friend, you will know those things, and you will have to keep my secrets, and you will have to ride for me, you know. And yeah, so I think friendship is very important, and I take it very seriously. Right now, do I have friends? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I love my friends when I have friends, and they know that. It's just that I had to do things differently, because I know it was me, it wasn't them. It was me, it was all me. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't assertive enough. I was hiding my character because of a lot of things that were happening in my life. I don't blame myself for it. I know why it happened. I know why it was like that, and that's why I took the initiative to change it, because yeah, it was all me. Right now I'm at a better place. I know I'm gonna find friends I am gonna go to the grave with. So what am I proud of in my life? You know, something that I'm proud of, something that makes me proud. For me, that would be my relationship with God. That just makes me proud. The relationship that I have with God, because that is something that no one gave to me. You know, people taught me. Obviously, I went to church. I grew up going to church. I grew up in a Christian country, in a Christian community, in a Christian household. My whole family, they're Christians. But the decision to have a relationship, to have a close, intimate relationship with God came solely from me. So that is something that I am very proud of, because I chose Him. Even when there was a lot of other things to choose, I was given so many choices. I decided to choose Him, and I decided to choose Him over and over and over again. And that is the most lucrative relationship that I've ever had in my life. That's the one relationship that has never left me. And He keeps on giving. And when He gives, He doesn't take. That's the one thing about Him. He just keeps on giving, and when He gives, He doesn't take. The things He gave me, I have them, even when I am bad, even when we don't see eye to eye, because I don't think we see eye to eye all the time. He doesn't take what He gave me. He doesn't take the family that I have. He doesn't take the life that I have. He doesn't take the gifts that He gave me. He doesn't take He doesn't take me. I'm still living. He hasn't decided to kill me. So for me, it was knowing Him like that. So my relationship with God is something that I am very proud of, and I talk about it. People try to mock it sometimes, but I know they're just being people. People are just like that. And maybe it's because they don't really believe that I have a relationship with Him like that, because they expect you to be a certain way if you claim to have a relationship with Him like that. But I really do have a relationship with Him, and He's done a lot for me, and that is something I am very proud of. Yeah, nothing comes before or after that. Choosing Him was the best thing I've ever done for myself. Anything else comes after. But yeah, it's the best thing I'd ever done for myself. He freed me from a lot of things. I am standing today because of the relationship that I chose to have with Him. He's that guy for me. He is that guy for me. Hey, what's up? So today I was just spending time with myself, getting to know myself a little bit better. The things that I like, what makes me tick. What makes me tick? A lot of things make me tick. What makes me happy? Music makes me happy. Listening to music, listening to people who can sing, people who can play with words and sounds like that. It just makes me happy. In such a way that I even try to do what they do. And it's just amazing for me what you can do with sounds, how you can just put them together into this beautiful thing that makes people dance, or that touches people like that. Yeah, so I'm very fascinated by music. It's not really, for me, it's putting it together, because I understand, after studying music for this long, not going to school for it, no, just me studying music for myself, I got to understand that music is just tiny pieces put together to make a song. It's all these small elements that have been put together to make the beat, that have been put together vocally to make the vocals, and then you put all of those things together to make a song. And that's what music is. The process is just fascinating for me, to see something from nothing becomes something, and then eventually makes everybody dance and everybody loves it. It's just crazy for me. So yeah, music. I love music. I love storytelling. I believe that life is made up of conversations and things that happened, but most ultimately, life is made up of conversations. I can tell you who you are and how your life is just by listening to you. That's your life. Things you say every day, the things you say just make you you. We can tell what kind of person you are, or you become the things you speak. If you're a terrible person, we can decide by listening to the things that you speak. And then we decide that in this life, you are this person. So that's why I'm saying, ultimately, life is made up of conversations. That's why you should always try to say the right things. We're not trying to be politically correct. I know I cannot do that. I need to work on that. But we always try to say the right things. We always try to be as kind as possible. At least I do try to be as kind as possible. I try to be as honest as possible, because kindness without honesty is futile. It's useless. I always try to be, to say the right things all the time, to make people feel good about the things that I say. So yeah, because life is made up of conversations. So storytelling is that's what it is. It's just conversations, things that happened, or things that you see, you imagine to have happened, and conversations. That's what it is. You write conversations when you do storytelling. It's what people said and what people did. That's why I'm saying life is made up of deeds and conversations. So yeah, it's very interesting for me to do that, and to just think of a character and give it life. To think of a character and be able to put it on paper, and eventually it's got a life of its own. Now, if it gets to be played somewhere on TV or something, then it becomes a person that people can relate with, that people can learn from, that people can love, and it's just fascinating for me. So storytelling is my first love. Yeah, storytelling is my first love. That's the one thing that I know I can do. I am not the best writer out there. I am not the best singer out there. I am not the best anything out there. But I know that I can tell a story. I can make up a story and tell it. So storytelling is my first love. And it saved me from a lot. It's brought me a lot of happiness in life. I think that's why I can write music too. It comes from that love of storytelling. But I like to tell stories. I like to create stories like that. So everything for me comes from storytelling, which is That is why it is so important to me, you know. So yeah. Yeah. Storytelling makes me take. When I say storytelling, it sums up everything. It sums up music. It sums up photography, because I like photography too. I like taking pictures. I like the story pictures tell, whether it's moving pictures, motion picture, whether it's photography, still pictures. I just love the fact that they live forever. You create something that lives forever. You capture moments and then you keep them alive forever. It's giving them life. You've given that moment a life of its own. Now it can live forever because you were able to capture it or to recreate it, and people get to enjoy it because you were there at that place at the right time to capture it like that, or to recreate it like that. It is mind-blowing for me. And yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love it. Hi. So going back to that video, I realized that I spoke a lot about conversations. I don't know why I kept repeating that. I'm teaching myself how to speak. Yeah, so I spoke a lot about conversations. Yeah, and the same goes for deeds too. The things that you do make up your life. They make you who you are. We can tell who you are by the things that you've done in your life. If you've done terrible things, that is who you are ultimately. So that's why I keep saying that life is made up of deeds and conversations. So the things that you do are who you are. That's why we always try to do good. That's why we always try to do the right thing all the time. Because ultimately that becomes who you are. Like if you've ever been to prison, that's all you need to tell people, that you've been to prison, and already the way they look at you changes. Because now prison is a correctional place. So even before you tell them what you did, now it's like, oh, okay, she's been to prison. What did she do? She must be a terrible person. Usually it takes you telling your story, why you were in prison, what you went to prison for them to change their opinion about that. But the fact that you have a criminal record or you've been to prison just says a lot about the person that you are. That is why I say life is made up of deeds. The things you do, things you've done to people, they make you who you are. You might try to say, no, I'm not that person, but people are always going to look at the things that you've done and tell you who you are. I learned that the hard way. So, it's just that it's not fair, because we know that life is life. We do certain things at different ages in our lives. And for people to just take that and run with it and be like, oh, okay, when you are this person based on something that you did a long time ago, is not fair. Or something that you did because you were at a certain stage or certain headspace in your life. Something you did for certain reasons at that time, reasons that made sense to you at that time. Ultimately it becomes who you are. People just look at that and be like, oh, this person did that, so this person is that. So that's why we need to be careful the things that we do. We need to be careful the things that we say. Yeah. That's just that. I've always tried to keep my life clean. Always tried to do the right thing. I never succeed. It's like trouble follows me everywhere I go. Now I've given up. Now I just chill. Now, I don't even try. I don't even try. I'm not even trying, because the more that you try, the more terrible things happen. It's the more it just doesn't work. So I don't even try anymore. But I've never done anything that I am ashamed of. I can still look at myself in the mirror and be like, you know what? You're good with the Lord, child. You're okay with God. Everything you've done are just small things. I've never done anything that I'm like, oh my God, I'm ashamed of this. No, I'm not that person. It's just not in me. I'm not trying to advocate for myself. I'm just saying. I'm speaking to myself, remember? The fact that you can hear it is not my problem. I'm speaking to myself. So yeah, I'm okay with the Lord. That's it. I think that's it for today. And then I'm gonna wake up and try to continue with what I was doing yesterday. Lying upon the that time when you stop trying to please people? When you stop trying to do the right thing? When you just do you and be yourself? And stop trying to overextend yourself? That's bliss, bro. It's the best place you can ever be in life, where you just try to be yourself as much as you can. And the fact that you don't have to try, you just be yourself and do what makes you happy. Everything else is just noise you don't need. When you stop trying to advocate for yourself, when you stop trying to make people be on your side, when you stop trying to force relationships, when you stop trying to fit in, when you stop trying to be politically correct, when you stop trying to be liked by certain people, when you stop trying to live for other people, when you stop trying to do all these things that don't really matter, and you just be yourself, and you be happy in your skin, you be happy in who you are, you radiate. Radiation is different. I don't have to radiate like other people. I radiate my way, and that is okay. It's a very, 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 very interesting place to be. It is bliss, pure bliss. When you just surrender to God and be like, God, I know what I don't want, but you know what? You can take me wherever you want. I know what I do not want. That's very important. You must know what you do not want. I know what I do not want. Anything else, you can give it to me, God. and I'll be grateful for it. It is amazing. It is amazing. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm at a very good place in life. I'm in limbo. I don't know what is going on, but me now with myself inside, I'm at a very good place because I stopped caring about a lot of things. People can think whatever they want. They can create all these narratives, but I'll never fit into them because I'll just never fit into them. And I've stopped trying not to fit into them because that was the problem before. I was trying so hard not to fit into them, not realizing that I will never fit into them because I just don't fit into them. I don't have to try. It's just never going to happen because that's just how it is. So now I just let it go and I just live, bruh. I just wish my life was different in terms of independency. I just wish I was independent. I'd be, but it's baby steps. I'll find my way. As I said, I want to try different things now. So right now, I'm gonna look for a job. I think I need to look for a job that I can be able to sustain myself and live the life that I've always wanted to live. It's going to be great. The future is so great. Me thinking I'm a baby right now. Baby, I'm coming. The person I'm gonna date. Because I want to date. I never not want to date. I believe in love, bro. And to that person, baby, I am coming. We're gonna be great. Whoever you are. Just know that I love you and I will always love you. And life is beautiful, man. No complaints from this side. No complaints from this side.